And about 10 years in, about the time I started talking to the audience, I would stop people and say, so tell me, what is it that moved you? Why do you love the show? Why do you? And this woman said to me just yesterday, you helped me to be more of myself.
Today we're talking about the ENFJ. These are people who give concepts to others to help them. So we're calling them the concept givers. But to make it more rememberable, we're just going to call them advice hippies. So we call the ENFJ an advice hippie because of the NF. NF language is very conceptual, it's very broad, it's very value and emotion driven. So it has this type of quote-unquote hippie talk to it. So there are two types to the ENFJ. There is the advice hippie, F-E-N-I, and they're asking the question, will the tribe like this specific concept? So for someone like Oprah, it's very much about self-growth and becoming who you are, your true self. And every ENFJ, for the most part, will have something like this where they try to hone in on a singular concept and then make it palatable for people to like it. But then you have the other type of ENFJ, which jumps their NI in favor of their SE. And this is the FESE. And they're asking the question, will everyone like these realities? And then I'll maybe hone in on a concept. So the FESE very much resembles a really extroverted ESFJ, but they don't use those functions. They use the functions of the ENFJ. They use the SE and the NI, and so that would be the jumper ENFJ. When it comes to the animals, the ENFJ will either be a lead blast, which is someone who has a lot of words and talks a lot and communicates well, or they will be a lead play, that is the jumper type, where they are more interested in expending energy more so than they are talking. So the first type of ENFJ is the standard Myers-Briggs ENFJ. They are blasting ENFJs, and so they have the self-tribe issues where they really are always going to the tribe with extroverted feeling to see what the tribe likes. Their weaknesses is in this logical thinking. Does this make sense to me? It doesn't really matter if it makes sense to them. They're going to do what the tribe likes. So where they're very strong and very balanced is in the N and the S. Honing in on a concept and the extroverted sensing part of it, of understanding just the facts and the realities of things. The other type of ENFJ is the play ENFJ, and as I said, they resemble more of an SF, and they're much more about gathering information before then organizing it. So these people will be very extroverted, very much going and doing the things that the tribe finds acceptable. So they're going to really struggle with being popular and wanting to do the popular thing and the right thing. And the logic part of it and honing in on a concept of whether or not that is right or true is going to be a struggle for them. They're going to be much more concerned with doing what feels good and what people like. Some real-world examples of the four basic types of ENFJs. The first one is the blast sleep ENFJ. They really have a foot in both the extroverted and the introverted world, very balanced. Sometimes you may even think that they're more of an INFJ type, but they really are tribe-oriented people. They don't have the control chaos issues of an INFJ. They have the tribe identity issues. Then Oprah Winfrey is certainly a very stereotypical ENFJ. She is blast, but she's also play. So she's information dominant and wants to talk and tell people what to do and how to live, but she also has a lot of extroverted energy. So no one would really ever, for the most part, type her as an introvert because of the blast-play combination. Then the double extroverts are even more kind of geared up. A play-consume FESE would be someone with a lot of energy but would have a harder time taking information and then teaching it. And a lot more time would take them to study and read than just to go off and blast. And then the play blast would be someone who has no problem talking and communicating and has a ton of energy. So this is Gary Vaynerchuk. He's on YouTube. He's an entrepreneur, pretty famous dude. But these are people that you would never mistake for an introvert. So ENFJs are great motivators. They are great encouragers. They're going to say things that inspire people, that people like to hear. Again, they are tribe individuals first. They want the tribe to like them. They're going to say things, do things for the tribe that will be liked, giving people things, giving them good advice and motivation. And so the ENFJ, that is their strength. But the downside of that strength is their weakness. And because they have their TI last, many times they will find themselves giving advice to people that may sound good, that the person may like, that they may think it may benefit them, but it just isn't true. So the downside of the ENFJ is when they're giving advice, when they're giving motivation, when they're making decisions for the tribe, the problem they're going to run into is does this actually work? Is this even true? And so the ENFJ must work on their reasoning, must work on their logic, because just because someone likes something, likes a concept, likes a motivational thought, inspiration, doesn't mean it actually is good for that person.
Right?
Ben Levine, he says, my dad warned me never to blink during job interviews. When do I start? I can start next week. Pleasure seeing you. Thanks, I'll do it.